Today's cryptic crossword clue is underwater craft acoustically monitored dock. And a big part of getting good at cryptic crossword clues is identifying words or groups of words that you need to substitute. We do this all the time in every clue with the definition and the answer. You identify the definition and you substitute an answer that represents it. But it can also occur in the wordplay. And so in this clue, it occurs twice in the wordplay and once with the definition. 3 words or groups of words that we need to substitute. And to solve this clue, I kind of employed 3 different techniques. There's identifying the unnecessarily unstraightforward. There is identifying the word that has more meanings than it appears on the surface. And then there's the kind of reverse engineering way. So I'll walk you through those. The first way was just noticing that there is a simpler way to say underwater craft. We can probably all think of the word submarine. Why didn't Liam, when he wrote this clue, use the word submarine? It would be a much more straightforward clue. It's because we need to find the word submarine. If he'd written submarine, it would have been too easy. We need to read underwater craft and substitute in submarine. The problem is that submarine is too long, but we can sub in the word sub instead. A sub is a kind of fairly common term for a submarine. And so that's the first technique. We put sub in our answer, it goes at the start. And then looking at the end of the clue, that would mean that dock really has to be the definition. It's very unlikely that it's going to be monitored dock. And the thing about dock is that it has more meanings than it appears on the surface. On the surface, we're thinking of a kind of pier. Maybe we could sub in the word pier, that would kind of work, except it's not an 8-letter word. But dock can also mean to reduce. If you dock someone's pay, you reduce it. And the nice thing about having found sub is that there is a very common word for reduce that starts with SUB, and it's the word subtract. And that is our answer. And now we've just got to find our third substitute, which we will get from acoustically monitored. Can we get TRACT from acoustically monitored? Well, acoustically is a homophone indicator that we need to apply to a substitute for monitored. And so the question is, can we find a word for monitored that sounds like tracked? Well, what about TRACKED, tracked? If we say that out loud, if that is acoustic, we can get TRACT, giving us the word subtract, another word for dock.